What's up, everybody? It's yours truly, Fitz. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I finally fixed the audio quality. If you haven't noticed, I got a new PC. It's got an i7 8th gen core processor. It's got a RTX 2070 graphics card. But when I plugged in the microphone to test it, it wasn't put on the proper settings. So thank you guys so much for understanding. I know it was only one video, and thanks for the likes on the last video as well. You guys are fantastic. You proved to be one of the best communities out there. You guys are awesome, so thank you for that. But without further ado, that wasn't what you came here for. You came here for more content, specifically Armored Mewtwo. How are we going to counter it in raids starting tomorrow, if you're watching it now? But and the moves, what moves does it have? So this is going to play a vital role into what Pokemon you should just pick every single time. So first off, Armored Mewtwo, let's actually go ahead and go into the moves. So right here, quick moves is Confusion and Iron Tail. Very interesting moves with Rock Slide, Dynamic Punch, Earthquake, and Future Sight. It looks like I do not have the stats here. We will. Oh yeah, I do right here. Stamina's 214, attacks 182, base defense is 278. So right off the bat, I know you guys are thinking, why in the world did they change anything on this Pokemon? Why? Honestly, I don't know. From the last video, reading about what Giovanni did to Mewtwo, slapping armor on it, didn't really hinder Mewtwo's abilities per se. Giovanni did it so Mewtwo could harness its power a little bit more, not make it stronger or weaker, kind of harness what it has inside of it and concentrate it more efficiently. So the fact that this Mewtwo's attack stat is literally 128 less than what it currently is a huge nerf. I don't think, from what I've been reading, nobody is excited about that. Like, the stat difference, this should have just been purely cosmetic. Could they have gave it different moves like they did now? Absolutely, but it should have been purely cosmetic. Now, Confusion, Iron Tail, Rock Slide, Dynamic Punch, Earthquake, Future Sight. What is that hinting towards? Dynamic Punch. What Pokemon is really good against Mewtwo? Tyranitar. Tyranitar, I personally think, is just going to be a big no-no. Iron Tail is going to do super effective damage to Tyranitar, and it's going to hurt because this Mewtwo is going to last a lot longer in battle than the previous Mewtwo that didn't have as a high enough stamina and defense. It just had attack. So Tyranitar, you're going to have to be a little weary. So let's go over some more Pokemon that would be actually good against Mewtwo. Let's go ahead and pull up Mewtwo just to double check and see what does super effective damage towards it, because I know it's easy to forget from time to time. And thankfully enough, we actually have the Armored Mewtwo on the Go Hub. I did not know this. It looks like Antonio, the guy behind everything, the CEO of Go Hub, has been on it lately. So Bug, Dark, and Ghost is what it is weak to. So if we go ahead and open these up, this is fantastic stuff, by the way. So obviously I said Tyranitar is probably not a good choice, right? So what about Bug-type Pokemon? And if we go by max CP here, we can kind of go over some really good Pokemon. Heracross, you have to be a little weary about the Confusion and the Future Sight. It can definitely hurt, but I think Heracross is a fantastic choice. It does neutral damage. The Rock Slide just does neutral damage to Heracross, I do believe. Let's double check on that. Which is interesting. Yes, neutral damage. So the only thing you have to worry about is a Psychic move. So Heracross could be a very good choice against Armored Mewtwo, because again, Confusion, Iron Tail, Future Sight, Earthquake, Dynamic Punch, and Rock Slide. So Heracross could actually be a very good choice for a Bug Pokemon, absolutely. Scizor would be pretty good as well, absolutely. As far as any other Bug types though, you're looking at Heracross, Scizor, and that's pretty much it, because there's nothing else that deals a lot of damage quickly. I wouldn't use Scyther because of the fact that you could have Rock Slide, and Scyther doesn't resist any of the Psychic moves, unlike Scizor does with that Steel typing. So when it comes to Bug Pokemon, this isn't looking too hot. Right, Yanmega. You gotta be careful. Like I said, the Rock Slide, that's definitely gonna hurt. So definitely Scizor and Heracross would be good choices, so keep that in mind. Now if we go into the Dark-type Pokemon, We got Tyranitar. Okay, so I'm not saying don't use it, but just be careful. Be extremely careful. Same thing with Weavile. Be extremely careful. Iron Tail is going to do super effective damage to Tyranitar and Weavile. And these Pokemon are, well, especially Tyranitar, well, especially Weavile too. These Pokemon can be squishy. So just be careful. I wouldn't, maybe put 1 or 2 of these Pokemon on your team, like 2 Weavile, 2 Tyranitar, but don't do a full team of 6, because it's going to take several trainers to take down Mewtwo, especially now it's extremely tanky. Alolan Muck could be a decent Pokemon to use. Honchkrow you want to be scared of, because Dynamic Punch is going to do heavy neutral damage, and Rock Slide will absolutely destroy it, because Honchkrow is extremely fragile. Alolan Muck is actually a really good Pokemon. Let's go ahead and look into that. This could be its time to shine, because what you can do is give it a Dark-type moveset. You could give it Snarl, Bite, Dark Pulse. Now, if I remember correctly, Armored Mewtwo is only weak to Bug. Okay, so Ghost. Alright. I would go with Bite and Dark Pulse, absolutely, and you can even throw a Gunk Shot in there if you wanted to. But Alolan Muck is actually going to be a viable option, which is awesome. And Alolan Muck has some pretty decent stats when it comes to tankiness, so that is fantastic to see. Other than that, Honchkrow, be weary. So the tail of the tape for Dark types is just be weary about using them. There's not really any other Dark types that you really warrant being used. Houndoom, I have a maxed out Houndoom, so I'm probably going to use it, but I gotta be weary because Rock Slide's gonna do super effective damage. So is Dynamic Punch, so I have to be weary of those moves. Perhaps the best Pokemon to use is probably going to be the Ghost types, to be honest. Giratina Origin Form and Giratina Altered Form, either one. Obviously, Origin Forms has a higher attack stat, so you're definitely going to use Origin Form. This is probably the #1 counter for Mewtwo. Absolutely. Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball. It's just going to absolutely rip through Mewtwo. This is by far the #1 counter for Armored Mewtwo, without a doubt. So if you're wondering what was the best one, right there. It pretty much doesn't take any damage from any of Mewtwo's moves. So that's fantastic. Gengar is a good choice. Of course, if it has Confusion, that's going to hurt really bad. But other than that, all the other moves are fine. Earthquake will do super effective damage to Gengar. It's a Ghost type. Yeah, so, see, that's a little scary. Psychic types are going to do super effective, or Psychic moves, so that's Confusion, Future Sight. Ground even, that's Earthquake, so you're really limiting yourself when it comes to Gengar. If you want to throw one on your team, just throw one. Like I said, #1 counter is Giratina Origin Form. If you don't have one, go with Altered Form, and just use Ghost moves. Other than that, there's not really that much out here. So, Mismagius actually wouldn't be a bad decision. The reason why I say that is Mismagius has a very good Ghost moveset. Hex with Shadow Ball and Dark Pulse. So actually, Mismagius has a use in this raid because of it not taking any damage from, like, super effective damage from Mewtwo. And it resists the fighting moves. So Mismagius, the attack stat's 211. That's nothing to just throw away. That's not bad. So throw maybe a maxed out Mismagius on your team. I have one near maxed. I might end up doing that just to tank some of the hits that won't do that much damage to Mismagius. So as you guys can see, there's not very many really good Pokemon to go up against Mewtwo that aren't going to get wrecked in any certain situation. So if I had to build a team of 6 unique ones, Heracross, Scizor. You could use Pinsir. I forgot about Pinsir. Pinsir is very good. It will take super effective damage against Rock Slide, but Rock Slide only. So Pinsir, I forgot about that one. Use Bug moves, Bug Bite and X Scissor. So let's reiterate this. We've got Heracross, Scizor, Pinsir, Giratina Origin Form, a Tyranitar, and the 6th one could be your toss-up. Mismagius, Weavile, Honchkrow, Houndoom, Alolan Muck probably. So without a doubt, it seems like your first team of 6 is going to faint out, so don't worry about that. But those are the best counters for Armored Mewtwo. It's going to be here for a while. The shiny form was kind of leaked. As far as that goes, I don't know if that's actually going to be a thing. Let's see what the counters are here for Orange Heart that works with GoHub. So, Kiratin in origin form. Oh, Mewtwo itself is good. Tyranitar, Houndoom, Weavile, Gengar, Pinsir, Yanmega. Ooh, Scizor was not mentioned. That's interesting. Dynamic Punch would do super effective damage to Scizor, but that's pretty much it. I guess Earthquake would too. So, see, each of these Pokemon have a severe weakness to Armored Mewtwo. And there is the shiny form that was leaked, by the way. So that's pretty cool. I would be stoked if they released shiny armored Mewtwo, because it's not the normal Mewtwo. So just release the shiny. Why don't you? It's not the normal Mewtwo. People are gonna want the normal Mewtwo. So I hope they do it, and I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, smash that like button, comment in the comment section down below what counters are you going to use against Mewtwo. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, be a part of the Fitz City fam. That's it with your boy Fitz City. I'm signing off. See you guys in the next Pokemon Go video.